Rockstar Games, everybody. Red Dead Redemption 2, everybody. Definitely one of the most anticipated games of the year, if not the most anticipated, apart from, of course, Battlefield 5. Now, some stuff went down overnight regarding the Red Dead Redemption 2 working conditions at Rockstar, and all it took was one soundbite, everybody. One soundbite for everyone to start perking up their ears and going, whoa, what's going on at Rockstar? Is everybody okay?
I need a holiday. A very long holiday.
The lead writer has recently sat down for a little interview to talk about the process and how it's all going and, you know, how big the actual development has been for it. And he seemed to be slipping something in, a tiny little sentence. He said that they were working 100-hour weeks to get this thing ready. So when people heard this, obviously a lot of people must have been like, holy shit, what is going on at Red Dead Redemption? What's going on at Rockstar? Are people just walking around like zombies, working 100-hour weeks, not seeing anybody else, not doing anything else? So I think Rockstar knew this was going to be a big problem, and they came out with a statement very quickly after, okay, to kind of clear up the confusion, as they say. Now the statement's quite long, so I won't read the whole thing, but these are the major points. It was 3 weeks of intense work, not years. Obviously trying to make it clear that, of course, it's not something that happens on the regular, it's not something that they do every week, years on end. He lists 4 people, including himself, that were doing the grueling hours, just to make clear, of course, that it wasn't the whole team doing it. It was a very small amount of people that were working those 100-hour weeks. It doesn't excuse how long those weeks were, but of course they want to make it clear that it's not everybody doing it. They also went on to make the point that they don't expect anyone to actually do those hours. All those people who were working those hours were at a senior level and were doing it purely out of the passion of the job. It was a pure choice. Then they go on to finish the statement saying that it's a great place to work and they really care about their employees. I mean, look, it's a very stock standard corporate sounding statement, but look, I think it's just in time, and if we left this for another week, I think it would have been a whole other ball game for Rockstar. More articles would have come out, it probably would have damaged the brand, it probably would have even damaged sales potentially, so the quicker they can get that statement out, the better. But look, let's be honest, although it's great that, of course, they've come out with a statement and tried to make everyone understand that it is a great working culture and no one else is doing those long hours, it's really hard to, you know, completely take their word for it. It would really take, you know, a couple of junior employees, a couple of senior employees, off the record kind of thing, really talking at depth about what it's like to work at Rockstar for us to really get a complete picture of this. And there are other examples out there, of course. I mean, a couple of years ago, CD Projekt Red was accused of working their staff pretty hard, you know, trying to make them reinvent the wheel every time a game comes out, putting tremendous creative pressure on their staff, and CD Projekt Red pretty much coming out and saying this approach to making games is not for everyone. A lot of these gaming companies, it is a very intense workplace where they, you know, they have deadlines and it's a very labor-intensive job with long hours, right? So of course they're not holding a gun to your head, but like, you know, when everyone else is there after 6:30 still working, you know, people are gonna be like, well, you know, you can go home if you want. I mean, yeah, I mean, everyone else is here, you know, they're gonna be here till 10 o'clock tonight, but hey, you go home if you want, man, whatever.
Hey, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna slip out.
You're free to leave whenever you want, but would you mind telling us why?
Oh, I just didn't, I didn't think, oh, it's pretty good. I'm out of here.
Going somewhere? Though you're free to do so.
No, just rearranging my underwear. Ah, there it is.
And the Verge article does remind us, of course, about the whole Rockstar thing back in 2010, where they were accused of working their staff 6 days a week, 12-hour days. Now, that was 8 years ago, but look, you know, development has not gotten easier. Of course, it's probably just gotten harder and harder. So it would make a lot of people still stand back and go, well, this has happened before with this company. Is it happening again? I mean, who knows though? You know, we don't really have the actual evidence in front of us to really come to that conclusion. But, you know, even if it was 8 years ago, people still have pretty long memories and, you know, I hope it's not happening now.
That was like 8 years ago, asshole. People don't forget.
But this brings up an interesting question in my opinion, because although I'm hopeful that the statement put out by Rockstar is completely factually correct and there's not secretly all these people working 100-hour weeks for, you know, weeks and months and years, I really do still think that there's too much evidence out there that suggests that the gaming industry is very much in a position where a lot of people are working very long hours. you know, they're not getting paid, you know, squillions of dollars. It's very much a labor of love. So those kind of things, of course, take them away from their friends and their family, their social lives in general, and the job itself just completely engulfs them because, you know, it's such a huge workload. But as the job of creating a full video game becomes larger and larger, we need to have guidelines put in place to make sure that we don't need to rely on a statement from a company to ensure that the staff are being treated correctly. When Mortal Kombat 1 was released in 1992, it originally had 4 people working on it. Now many major titles have hundreds of people working on them and can take from anywhere from 3 to 5 years, if not longer. That alone just shows how dramatically different the landscape is for the resources that are needed and the manpower just to create a game in 2018. And better still, what will the gaming landscape look like in 10 years? Will gaming be exponentially more difficult to create as the standards continue to rise, the graphics more lifelike in many titles, and will the teams themselves grow from hundreds to potentially thousands? To see the gaming community so quick to show concern from the initial 100-hour workweek remark is a great sign that times are moving forward. The crunch and high demanding job that usually is video game development will hopefully not be tolerated in the future. Hopefully we'll see additional staff or longer release windows implemented to put the staff's mental well-beings first. But look, I am interested to see in the next couple of weeks if we do see someone from Rockstar maybe off the record come out and talk about the working conditions. Again, hopefully, you know, they're not working 100-hour weeks, but just to see someone, you know, that's kind of off the record really explaining what it's like to work at Rockstar, I think that would be really cool. And hopefully we do see that. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you, appreciate you, and I will see you probably tomorrow with more news. Until next time, see you, fam.
You work all day for some old man, sweat and break your back.
Yeah.
Then you go home to your castle, but your queen won't cut you slack. That's why you flip your pickup truck right off the interstate.